Turn this around so you won't have to look at me anymore, and we'll just get it set up right. And I've got my Year 10 boys class at Dapto High School here who have got lots of questions for you. I hope you don't crack under the pressure, but here we go.
I hope so too. Okay.
Now, boys, would you say hello to Sarah, please?
Hello, Sarah.
Hello.
Now,
Hi guys. How come it's an all-boy class?
well, what happened last year, it's for the last 2 years, I've actually asked for volunteers, and it's always a dangerous thing. I think there's 2 people here I've recruited for other reasons, but it's a dangerous thing for the deputy to do, to ask for volunteers. So what I did was I sweetened it by saying, if you come into this class, yes, you'll have to do more traditional English work, but there'll also be an opportunity to use lots of technology. You'll get opportunities to explore coding, machinima, and, you know, lots of tech compared to your quote-unquote regular English class. And with it, these are the young men who volunteered in Year 9 to be in my class, and at the end of the year, we'll see whether that was a good decision or whether they've made a mistake. But that's the reason why it's an all-boys class at the moment, is they've all volunteered, and I think I could safely say that some of them weren't that keen about English last year, and trying to do things a little bit differently was our plan at the school.
Excellent. Okay.
Now,
Nice to meet you all.
I've got some questioners here, some people who are going to interview you, and what I'm going to do is just hand over to the boys now, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. I'm James. I would like to know...
Hi, James.
Hi. How did you become a Microsoft employee?
I left school, went to uni, and then decided that I wanted to join the army, and went through Duntroon, so the officers' college down there. Interestingly, I was a mad English and history student at high school. Didn't really like maths, like science, but really loved English. And then I was just lucky enough through going through Duntroon and through the army to get into a very technical corps within the army, and loved it. Had no idea that I would just love computers and technology so much. And then when I left the military, I applied. I pretty much just applied, and Microsoft looks for people who have really varied backgrounds, lots of diverse type of thinking and experience, and just was fortunate enough to land a great job at Microsoft Australia.
Hi, Sarah. I'm Corey. What's your current role at Microsoft in 2013?
My current role is I'm the Director of Developer Platform and Evangelism, and so what that means is my group inside of Microsoft looks after working with students like you, or students at university, or anyone who's doing anything with technology, and we assist in helping in driving innovation in the local software market in Australia and worldwide. So our job is to make sure that you get the best out of the technology that Microsoft brings to market, and you do some really interesting, cool things on it. So it's a very, very sweet job, I have to say.
Yeah.
Hi Sarah, I'm James. My question is, would you advise us to seek employment at Microsoft, and if so, why?
Absolutely. So I've been at Microsoft as an example of why. I've been at Microsoft for just over 10 years. I've had 6 different jobs. Every job's been completely different, and you get to explore your passions regardless of what those passions are. So imagine if you're I'm a mad music fan, and so I work with lots of artists who are doing digital music, really interesting digital music using Connect and synthesizers and electronic sound. And other times I might work with doctors who are using technology in the operating theatre. I could be wanting to build games or working in the gaming industry. So what's cool about Microsoft is, regardless of as long as you're passionate about technology and software, you can do anything inside of Microsoft, because we're pretty much in every single market around the world, and we're in every single industry. So whatever your passion, you can explore it here. The other thing that I love about Microsoft is you can be you. So like lots of organizations, you put on a suit and you put on the style of the company and you go to work every day. But what we try to encourage is people to be themselves and to whatever their passions are, that they can find that place in Microsoft to really explore them and grow. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi Sarah, my name's Nadoon, and I would like to know what projects most excite you for the future of Microsoft.
That's a big question because there's lots of projects going on. The one project I'm involved in at the moment, and my team, is a competition called Imagine Cup, and that's where we work. We run a competition around the world, and students use our technology and other companies' technology to try and solve some of the world's toughest problems. And it's a really cool project. This team from Melbourne University last year, they used a smartphone like this, just a standard smartphone, and they took a stethoscope and they modified it and put in a whole lot of noise cancelling. So basically, they're using the phone to diagnose pneumonia, listen to her heart and breath. And what's really cool about it is pneumonia is a problem in our country, but it's also a problem in lots of developing countries that don't have access to technology. But they built this really cool algorithm that can analyse the sound of breath and go, yes, you're at risk, take medicine. No, you're not at risk, you're okay. And one of the big things about pneumonia is diagnosis is really easy and treatment's really easy, but people can't get to hospitals in some developing countries. So those kind of things, I get to work with people who are doing, really interesting things with technology to actually have an impact in our world. It's super cool. And that competition is about this year's competition in Australia will hold our finals next month, and then the winners go to St. Petersburg in Russia. So that's a pretty cool project to be working on.
Hi Sarah, I'm Peter. I was wondering, while you're working at Microsoft, do you still use Microsoft products in daily life?
Yes.
It was a bit cheeky.
I
We decided that was a bit of a cheeky question, Sarah, but we put it in anyway.
You do? Okay. So I'll tell you about my home life. I have at home I have 3 tablet devices. So my kids are all using at the surface to do reading eggs and mathletics and science kind of stuff. But the biggest technology that I probably use outside of work is the Xbox, and I use the Xbox for playing games, but more and more watching TV on demand. So I don't watch any free-to-air TV anymore. I'm sorry, this is being recorded. Sorry, Channel 7, Channel 9. I do it all on demand. So I look at Foxtel through the Xbox. And then, interestingly, my kids are 5 and 7, and they yell at the TV, Xbox stop, Xbox pause, Xbox resume. And they can't understand when we go to other people's houses why the TV doesn't respond to their voice. Hilarious. So, and I live by my smartphone, so it goes with me everywhere. Unfortunately, I'm kind of addicted to always being connected. But, so yeah. And that's one of the things about Microsoft. Generally, people who work here are really passionate about software and technology and gadgets, and we're all a bit like little kids. We have to have the latest and greatest thing to play with. It's cool.
Hi Sarah, I'm Shan, and I was just wondering what skill sets are needed for current and future employees at Microsoft.
So we have a pretty big business. It's 90,000 employees in the world. We do have a lot of software engineers. So for that part of the business, traditionally you need to go and have very formal training, or have formal training or formal experience. So most people come through university for those jobs. Some people don't. Some people go through college, or they just happen to be passionate and through high school develop gaming, like the ability to build games, for example. That's probably 20,000, 30,000 of our employees. But you might be in sales, or you might be in human resources, or you might be in marketing. So pretty much we have lots of different kind of skill sets we need. But we also look for people who are passionate, are accountable, are really interested in working in teams. So, group people who are really good at collaborating, people who are creative. And so to get into Microsoft, the most traditional route is to go through university, and we have a graduate hiring program, and every year we go out to the universities and we look for people who are in their second or third year of university, So I've got people in my team who are work 2.5 days a week, and then the other 2.5 days they're still at university. And I also have people in my team who left school in year 11 or year 10 and have just, through their own passion, built great technical skills around web development and software design. So I guess in summary, what we look for is somebody who is really, really passionate about technology and really wants to make a difference in the world. And so that you can do that through lots of different paths.
Hi Sarah, I'm Brady. Can you please tell me when the release date for the new Xbox is?
Nice one. I don't know.
We had to ask that one too, Sarah. We needed to know.
You know what though, like when it comes out and stuff, I can certainly now, I don't talk to many schools, but I can make sure that we've got some units that we send out for schools to have a play. So if you're keen, when it comes out, it could be next year, who knows? The year after that, who knows? And with some of the latest games, let's stay in contact and I'll see what I can do around getting you a chance to play with it.
Thank you.
Good question, Brady. You're the most popular guy in the class now.
Some Dance Central. How about some Dance Central? A little bit of cheerleading, connect.
We've still got more questions for you, Sarah.
Hi Sarah, I'm Simon.
All right.
I'm just wondering if you know about any new advantages of the new Xbox compared to the old Xbox.
No, I don't. It's not my area of business. So I think one of the big things is that just in general around Xbox is that it's going to become, it is already it's a gaming platform, but it's also an entertainment. So lots more content, lots more movies, a lot more, websites, all that sort of stuff coming through the Xbox. At the moment, I use it with Kinect, and I talk to the Kinect with the camera. Have you all seen a Kinect?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, the living room being, just like this Skype session, I sit on my couch with my kids and I talk to my family who live 2 hours away from me, just up the mountain from you guys, actually, in Vaughan. But the Xbox is very much more than just a gaming console now. You'll see more of that.
Hey Sarah, I'm Adam. I was wondering, do you know what's on the horizon for technology innovations?
Look, the industry moves at such a pace. One of the things that is really interesting is the use of big data and the cloud, and technology and data being hosted in big server farms, and the kind of things that are going to happen with that. So how analysis on things around health, on financial services, on government data, that's probably pretty interesting around what the industry is going to do with it. The one thing that I'm excited about, though, is natural user interface. So when we think about the whole last 25 years of computing history, a lot of it's been around human beings having to learn how to use technology and to use PCs and devices. Where we're seeing the whole shift go is where technology is complementary to society and to the way humans interact. And so you think touch is right now pretty, a good example of how it's becoming much more natural to use devices. But what you'll see is technology embedded into far more and more scenarios. So imagine being in a cafe and sitting down at a table, and then you're having a conversation with a mate, or it could be in a classroom, and then the computer and the software and all that technology is complementing that interaction. So you might be talking about, hey, we're going on a holiday, and then up pops the holiday information to you on your coffee table. So that kind of stuff around technology being just pervasive and more immersive into everyday life. Or things like translation, or accessibility. So again, thinking about that coffee table scenario where the coffee table is actually now a computing device, where imagine an elderly member of the family who's not hearing isn't as great, sitting opposite you, sitting opposite the family, and while everybody's talking, where they're sitting, the coffee table is actually telling them what's going on, and they can read it and follow along. So it's that kind of advancement, and that's not too far away. We actually have prototypes on that at the moment. So if you're interested in and a lot of research going on into what we call social natural user interface, so that's one of the most exciting areas, I guess, that will, for me personally, I'm most excited about.
Hi Sarah, I'm Connor. Have you ever worked with the gaming company Valve on any projects?
Have I worked with our gaming company or gaming companies?
Any gaming company on any projects?
Yeah, so my team has. I get to meet them. I'm not working on them with them on a day-to-day basis, but one of the big gaming companies in the world right now, called Halfbrick, is based in Queensland, and they've built Fruit Ninja, Jetpack Joyride. They're an amazing group of software developers. There's also a team in Melbourne, Firemint, who built Flight Control. You may have played with Flight Control, maybe 2 years ago. It was a really popular game. And on a day-to-day basis, we're at universities working with their faculty who are teaching gaming theory, gaming design, and software development for games. So yeah, it's a big part of our job. And I think from an Australian industry, it's where there's going to be a lot of jobs and a lot of opportunity for Australian companies and software developers. It's very, very, very cool.
Sarah, could you tell the boys they go to Dapto High School? Could you say anything about your knowledge of the local area and where you started school?
Yeah. So my kindergarten was at Dapto Primary School. So I spent my first year in your town. So that was very cool. I can still remember my teacher. Her name was Mrs. Sick, which is kind of weird. She was lovely. And then I moved up the mountain to Robertson. And then Robertson, Burrowing Primary School. Then I went to Mossbar High School. And then I went to Canberra University before going to Duntroon and the military. Yeah, I have a very big soft spot in my heart for Dapto and that whole the whole area down there. I want to move down there. Actually, I want to move to Wambara or Stanwell Tops and try and telecommute or commute, get on a train every day and come back to Sydney to work.
Or just use your phone.
Yeah, well, that's the reality. I mean, one of the things that I probably didn't mention about working for Microsoft and a lot of companies nowadays is that you don't need to come to an office. You can. Well, the lights in my room have just gone dark. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Is that because of technology and the internet and software, a lot of companies now are hiring people from all around the country, and you can stay where your heart is and where your family is or where your passions are without having to move to big corporate offices now. So yeah, more and more, I'm on the road all the time, and I just carry my office in my bag. So it makes life fun and means I can go and spend time with my mum and dad whenever I feel like it, and still come to the office every day without actually coming to a physical office.
And Sarah, does Microsoft Australia ever have work experience students from high schools?
Yeah, we do. There's 50 students here today.
Oh, really?
They're just here for a day. They're having a whole tour, and then if anyone is interested, you've got my details.
Yes.
We can organise a week. Yeah. So we can. I mean, we can't do it a lot, but we can find a way of, even if it's just for a day or the whole class coming up, we can certainly provide those opportunities.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I'd love to invite you. Yeah, we have a Imagine Cup, which I mentioned with that the pneumonia smartphone app. That competition is happening here on the 11th of April. I'd love you guys to come and see what some of the university students are doing with software and how they're innovating to solve the world's toughest problems.
That sounds very
interesting. It's a great
interesting.
way of actually seeing coming into the building. Yeah.
Our school offers the students the opportunity to become Microsoft Office specialists to get that qualification. We're a testing and exam centre as well. So during the course of this year, there'll be lots of opportunities for the boys to use Microsoft products. But if they can get an opportunity to come and visit your team in Sydney, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
We'll have to make sure we're doing something really exciting the day you come.
let's hope so. Did you have any questions for us, Sarah, or anything that you wanted to point out before we bring this to an end?
I'd love to know why what you're interested in technology. Like, why did you join and volunteer for this class?
So, guys, let's just talk about what your interests are in technology, and I'll get people in a minute to raise their hand, and we'll go around. Say your name so Sarah knows who's talking, and also if you've been doing any coding courses that started off in English, but you're working on it at home, please drop that into the conversation. So, who would like to say what they're really passionate about with technology? Okay, so say your name and then go for it, Peter.
Hi, I'm Peter. When I joined this class because I really like technology and I use it everywhere, so win-win scenario. And I started Code Academy thanks to Mr. Moore showing me it, and I've been doing it every day for 3 weeks now, and it's really good. It's a good time.
Wow, very good. I love Code Academy. It's awesome.
Hi Sarah, my name's James. I actually joined Mr. Moore's English class because, joined for the technology, and I like technology because it's in my day-to-day basis. I'm always connected through my phone, through my laptop and such. And I've also joined Code Academy and partway through learning how to just code and make games and such, and I find that quite interesting, to be honest.
Brilliant.
Is there anyone else who would like to, it doesn't have to be to do about class, just a technology that you're passionate about or something that really excites you?
Why not? Hi, I'm Adam. Probably, yeah, okay. Anyway, I joined this class because one of my other teachers volunteered me. Thought, why not? Thought it'd be a pretty good class. You know, it's been pretty good so far. So stuff I didn't know about Code Academy. Didn't even know what I was doing. I'm pretty good now. Yeah.
So Code Academy's been very popular. That promotional video that had people like Bill Gates and Zuckerberg talking, I showed that to the boys, and it was interesting that there were so many people who spoke about getting opportunity at school, after school in clubs, that just got them started off knowing that they could learn about coding kind of themselves, and that they didn't need a formal course if they couldn't get into a formal course because of their age or their context.
Yeah, absolutely. And let me just flag that in Australia is one of the most, in global terms, from the startup and software entrepreneurialism, really big Sydney, Melbourne, big centres of that innovation. What I'm seeing, particularly in people building apps and games for the phone and for tablets, is age and experience is no barrier. So we have students we're working with who are 16 and have a number of apps in our Windows store, are earning money, getting lots of downloads from not just Australia but from around the world, and they just decided to do it. And I think, if you have a passion, you have an interest, just go for it. Don't wait for anything.
Look, guys, I'm really glad today that Sarah's Skyped in and spared some time for us, and it sounds pretty exciting, the opportunities into the future of this year and afterwards. Could we thank Sarah for her time today? Sarah, I'll send you an email, and we'll try to work out some things into the future. I think the Xbox information will be the most exciting things that people talk about post this chat. So thank you so much.
Likewise, thank you. It's I think good on you for being at school and joining a class that actually meets your interests and your passions, and good luck. Can't wait to meet you face to face, and hopefully we'll be able to do some work together. If it's not this year, it's not too far away.
Thanks very much, Sarah. I'll send you the link to the video when we edit it.
All right, great.
Cheers.
Bye.
Let's all thank Brady.
Yeah. Could I just say thank you all very much. That was, from my point of view, perfect. You did really, really well. The boys who didn't ask questions, can I particularly thank you, because that's hard to sit for such a long period of time. Well, then again, wasn't too bad because she's a pretty interesting person, isn't she? And what she had to say was pretty cool. So what I'm going to allow you to do now, because you've just sat for a long time, we're going to talk together in a minute about some of the information, but just now, just have a little debrief and chat amongst yourselves about stuff, because there's things there that interested you.